Aloha friends, welcome to this new moon reading. I wanted to start off, well, first of all, thank you to those of you who have been receiving the messages and keep coming back for more. And thank you to those of you that are new and joining the channel. If what you hear today resonates with you, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me grow the channel so that I can help as many people as possible. That really is my joy, my passion, my dharma is helping people. So you can help me by helping you. All right, anyhow, let's go ahead and they want me to tap in. So first, they wanted me to explain a little bit about how I pull cards for this reading. So today, every day I sit down when I get ready to do these readings with the cards, with multiple cards, and I tap into my own energy. I ground, I play usually a beautiful frequency in the background, and then I open up my channels and I shuffle the cards. So a lot like you see in, that must be why these cards are out there, like just show them. You've probably seen me do it, or maybe other people. But I literally just take out the card deck and shuffle through them until one either stays attached to me or it jumps out like that. So, okay, so keep those out. We might use them. All right, well, let's go ahead and get one more just since we're at it. So I do this with every pile. And what I do is I have a variety of oracle decks. And the oracle decks literally call me. They'll say, I want to be used for today's reading. And so I'll pick the deck up, clear it by shuffling it, doing a little bit of energy work on it, making sure that it's clear, doesn't have anyone else's energy attached to it. And then I shuffle the cards, and as I shuffle them, as they pop out or stay attached to my hand and come out, when I'm doing that, I hear 1, 2, in this case 3, sometimes 4. So I'll hear the number. The card will pop out and I'll hear 2, and I know that's for pile number 2. And so that's the way that I get the messages. Now they want me to they wanted me to explain that today. One, so that you know what's on the cards is completely random. For me, I have no idea what's on the cards. I do not look at them. I do not turn them over until I turn them over for you in this reading. And also because these two piles today were interchangeable, I would pull a card or a card would jump out and I would hear 2, 3. And then I would ask for confirmation. Okay, is this pile number 2 or pile number 3? And I heard yes. And I'm like, okay, well, is there a better card for pile number 2? And it would say no. So I would go ahead and put it on number 2. And then they would say, is there a better card for pile number 3? And they would say yes. And so I would pull another card for pile number 3. So they just wanted me to explain that for those of you, I guess, that are interested or wonder if I like pre-choose these cards or have them already ready. I don't. I randomly shuffle the decks, let them come out as they may. And then I'm just as surprised as you are when I turn them over and read them. All right. Also, I'm an intuitive medium, so my readings are different than your average tarot reader or oracle reader. I do study the books. I do enjoy reading the books from time to time. However, I connect more with the photos and just listening to my guides. So whatever comes through. So sometimes it'll be, like they'll give me something, and instead of the words meaning something on the bottom, it might be like the littlest thing on the card that pops out to me, or they're saying, look deeper, go to the moon, and then they will highlight something in the moon for me and I will read from there. So that's the way my channel works. I hear that I'm explaining this because a lot of you are opening up to your intuitive channels and there are new gifts coming online. I know I keep saying this for those of you who have followed along with my other readings. It's come up more than a few times that our gifts are coming online. I just want to explain that a little bit. So the gifts that are coming online, and I've used like the basic, the ones that everyone, thinks about when you think about being gifted or having like higher powers, which is like telepathy or levitation, premonitions, that kind of stuff. But here they want me to explain a few other things that are coming online. So for self, I have been I'm not a big book reader. My husband, he loves books. He reads a lot more than I do. And for self, I've learned to love books in the past few years, and I have read probably more in the past 5 years than I've read in my entire life. And that being said, I have probably 3 or 4 times the amount of books that I've actually read. So I asked Spirit one day, what is this? I keep buying these books because I feel like they have important information for me, or I'm drawn to them, or it looks exciting, like it intrigues me. And then when I get it, it just sits on my bookshelf. Or sometimes, and this is what was happening more recently, I was picking up the book off of my bookshelf and putting it in my book bag and carrying it on me and with me. Still never reading it, still just keeping it on me, on my person. And I asked Spirit what was the deal with that and why I couldn't get into reading more. And they said, well, you don't have to. You're downloading the information by keeping the book on you. And so that was really profound for me to learn as one of my gifts, that I just download information by carrying something on me. And I'm sharing this because some of you have that same gift that's coming online. And for example, I had a client session today, an in-person session. And in the session, I was drawn to a book by Julia Cannon. It's called Soul Speak. And we were trying to figure out something with the body. And they said, go grab your book. I went into the other room, grabbed my book, came back, and by the time I got back, I had downloaded the information in the book, and I told her what came through, and then I opened up the book, and it was exactly what I told her. So, y'all, these are the types of things that are coming online. So pay attention if you feel like there's a shift or there's something that you're drawn to, and you're not quite sure why. Also, the other thing they're pointing out to me, I created a bouquet of flowers today. I love putting different bouquets together. It's been a long time. It just is kind of a hobby here and there. And today I put it together and they're like, this is your creativity. This is what helps you tap into your creativity. So they're showing me all these little things now. And they're telling me that they're doing this for you as well. So be open, try new things, say yes. And ready yourselves. I'm hearing ready. We're holding the vibration differently. They're telling me holding the vibration differently. So take what resonates for you from this reading, lovingly leave the rest for others. And a reminder that timelines can and do change. So something that may resonate for you today may not be in resonance by tomorrow or the end of the week or next month. And you can always come back to these readings for a different pile when you're ready and have moved through one or the other. That's why these are timeless readings. You can listen to them anytime. You don't have to listen to them when they are uploaded. However, when they are uploaded in the energy of when I upload them. So either in the energy of a moon day, in the energy of a new moon, in the energy of a portal or a full moon or what have you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and quiet down so you can choose which pile resonates for you. We have pile number 1, the Holy Mountain, pile number 2, the Jaguar, and pile number 3, the Earthkeeper. And I've asked Spirit to only go in order. We were jumping around there for a while, so we are going in order. I will start with pile number 1. The timestamps for pile number 2 and 3 will be in the description. All right, happy new moon. Welcome back to those of you who chose pile number 1, the Holy Mountain. All right, I'm just going to tap into the energy here and let's just get a general read on what is going on for this pile for this new moon reading. I'm hearing a third eye activation and opening up in the third eye, almost like an upgrade or a leveling up. It feels very clear, like the pineal gland has been completely cleansed and it's fully tuned in and tapped into. They're telling me it's a higher frequency, but think of it like almost like a bird's eye view. Like you're seeing things from the top of the mountain and there's just this vast space that you can see over and through from there. So it's definitely opening you to new gifts. They're pointing out here. So the Beyond Lemuria was what I started off with when I showed y'all how I pull the cards. And this is from the Beyond Lemuria deck. This wanted to be here for your reading. So as you can see, there's this almost like this eye right here in the throat. And the energy they're giving me is the high heart has been activated. You see the Merkaba there. And because of that, the throat is opening and expanding so it can take in new light codes. And the third eye is they're telling me superbly connected. So I feel like your third eye is a direct conversation with Creator right now. Whatever you want to know, tap into that third eye. Ask yourself before you go to rest at night or before you fully rise up in the AM. Ask yourself before you journal or do like a sound healing meditation. Whatever questions you may have, you can ask at that time through your higher self, and your downloads will absolutely come through. We have some passed on loved ones that also wanted to be here. They came in reference of the hummingbirds and the butterflies. So not really about transformation, just showing you that you're not alone. You have passed on loved ones that are helping you through this journey. So maybe you've been feeling lonely lately, or you've been feeling like you want more community, but you don't know how to bring it in. It might feel like you're standing at the top of that mountain all by yourself. Oh, there actually is. They're saying look closer. So I think there actually is look, there is a person here at the top. And okay, they're saying like, even though you feel all by yourself in that space, it still feels like a very joyful, expansive, happy, even grounded space to be in. So it's not like you're seeking out anything. You're really in the energy of just being open. Like, I'm ready. Come to me. I'm radiating this lovely, courageous, just fully like blooming in your self-worth energy. You're glowing right now is what I'm hearing. There's a very vibrant, authentic energy that is radiating from you right now. And because of that, you are going to attract so much. So this attraction, now remember, this attraction is mostly going to bring in what you're radiating out. So you're radiating love, peace, kindness. That's what it's bringing in. Now, every now and then you may get some like moths to a flame, where you have some energy coming in that's not in the highest vibration. They said you already know how to shift through that, how to protect yourself. So just don't tap into it, right? Our conscious minds will create whatever we put into them. So if we're putting scarcity and fear and any of those lower vibrational energies into it, it is going to grow. But if we're putting, joy and peace and they're telling me even resilience into it, that is what's going to grow. So be mindful of your thoughts as you are tapped in. I'm going to go ahead and just set this off to the side. All right, any other messages that want to come through with this Holy Mountain card? Okay, so they're pointing out this like this black circle here on top of the moon. And okay, they're saying that you're shifting. So it's almost like the circle is moving, it's rising up out of that moon space. And it's because you are fully shifting out of duality and into polarity. So duality would be like the yin, the yang, where the circle, the darkness is completely surrounded by the light, or vice versa. Polarity is what you put out, you receive. So you're putting good things out there, you're going to receive good things back. Now, also they want to remind you of being in flow. If you feel like something is stagnant, something is not moving in your life, then it's because there is a backup of something somewhere else, right? So I was talking with a client about their business, and they were talking about how they had all of this business that was ready to go, and they just couldn't get it to the finish line. And what came through was that they had a blockage going on. And as soon as they started to release that block, the money was going to start to flow. But the problem was their problem was it was blocked here on the back end, and they kept loading up the front end, feeling like eventually one of these things that they load into there is going to profit. However, Spirit came through and said, you've got to release this blockage on this side. Don't worry about this side. Don't worry about the business coming in. You're going to have plenty of business coming in. It's the business that is moving out. So it's like taking on new clients and then getting them to the finish line. Like, let's say you put an advertisement out and you get a bunch of people that are interested in your business, and now you want to get them to the point where they're actually purchasing and you can make a profit off of it. And then that gets them to where they benefit from it and they get the help or the education or whatever it is that's coming through. So they're saying don't focus on the how, like how it's going to come in. Focus on just continuing to put out what you're here for, what you give. What are you, it's like if you're doing energy work for the land, continue doing energy work for the land, and then the money is going to come in. Or if you are, they're telling me like helping with children in some way, if you're going out and like volunteering with children and it's something that you love doing and you haven't been making any money doing it because you're doing it from the heart, but maybe you have a full-time job and you're thinking, I can't possibly continue this full-time job and this helping these children because I'm exhausted and I really could care less about the full-time job, but it's putting money on the table right now. Well, they're saying put your energy where you want it to be. Do you want to be at this full-time job where you are, I don't know, maybe working for a corporation or just doing something that is mundane, that doesn't fill your soul or your heart? Or do you want to do work that actually fills your soul, that is more in line with your dharma, with your reason for being, and then trust and allow the financials to shift in that direction for you? So a lot of opening up to trust I'm hearing with this new moon. All right, let's see what else wants to come through. We have energy field adjustment. And yeah, there's like a solar plexus. They're telling me there's a solar plexus activation that's happening right now. So you may be experiencing like maybe some digestive issues or some pain in the digestive system. You might even be having a hard time taking a deep breath, they're telling me, like really getting the breath deep into the belly. So maybe do like some Buddha breaths where you breathe in as deep as you can through your nose, let your belly kind of puff out, and then relax everything out as you let that go. Also, fire breath would be really good for y'all right now. So if you are familiar with fire breath, definitely do that. If you're not familiar, you can probably find it online. It's a breath work practice that moves the breath very fast and creates a heat in the body. That would be really good for like a cleansing. And it'll also get, I'm hearing like your blood circulating a lot better. So it really is asking you to bring some oxygen back into the body, which I feel like is going to happen with rapid breath work. So maybe look that up online. Let's see what else we have. I feel like we're going to go through a little bit of each of these and then put them all together. So we have sacred action, decisive focus. Yeah, it's like you're wanting the money to come in and you don't know where it's going to come from, and you're falling back into like old ways, old paradigm, old habits, old things. Like maybe you decided that you don't want to work for a corporation anymore, and so you ventured off and started your own thing, and it's not as profitable as you would have hoped, or it's just not taking off as quickly as you would have liked. And you're thinking about taking a step back and going back into a corporation, and Spirit is saying trust, and then take sacred action towards what you want. If you're someone that really wants to work with children and you're stuck behind a desk doing some accounting job, you're not taking sacred action towards what you want. And sometimes taking that sacred action means, allowing yourself to get a little uncomfortable, right? Maybe you do connect with a program where you can start off with volunteering, or maybe you look into a children's nonprofit program where you can help children out and you get involved in those things. Maybe if you're working with the land, you connect with other people that are working with the land and see how you can be a part of it. There's this action that needs to happen with reaching out, and it's like reaching out and taking it. It really is in alignment with the Moon Day message. I'll link it in the description that came through this week about like taking life by the horns. Like, you want something, go get it. All right, let's see what else we have. All right, we have horse spirit. Yeah, the freedom is yours. The freedom is yours. So you have the power to create whatever it is that you want in your life. So what exactly do you want? And be very specific about it. The wishy-washy energy of, I want this, well, maybe not, I want this instead, or I don't really know what I want. When you're in that energy, the universe doesn't know what to give you. It wants to give you everything. And so you may be going back and forth and back and forth. And so they're saying, what do you want? You have the freedom to call in exactly what you want. So connect with the horse energy. Think of just riding or even just seeing a wild horse out, and how free and open, like in open land, running free, and connect with that energy. See yourself in that space. If you could run free and go wherever you want and do whatever you want and not have to think about the like the responsibility of things, what would you be doing? Start there if you don't know what your next step is. All right, and then we have the collective field. Let's see what it says here. The collective field is impacting you. Unseen forces in action. Okay, so you are likely picking up on some outside energy, some energy that's not yours. Some of you are transmuters, so you are supposed to be technically, like, that's part of your mission. Your dharma is to clear some of that energy for others. But they're telling me in clearing it, it doesn't mean that you have to hold on to it. It doesn't mean that you have to take on the energy yourself. So be really mindful of your energy practice and what you're doing to put back into you, right? What you're putting out is going to come back to you. It's just a matter of the timelines merging. But in the meantime, if you're not getting it back from anyone else, you've got to give it back to yourself. Give it back to the lower versions of you. Give it back to the younger versions of you. So this came through in a session the other day, and I'm feeling it come back now. It's like, if your inner child is tapping on you and saying, hey, I'm bored, I want to play or mix things up, listen to that. Go out and play. Even if you have responsibilities and you're like, oh, I don't have time to go have a beach day, or I don't have time to jump on a trampoline, or I don't know, they're giving me like this random stuff, ride a bike. Make the time, because it's going to be so worth it once you allow yourself to play. You need that freedom. You need that freedom of like the horse running, so that you can open up and let go of anything that's trying to stay attached to you. It's like, if you're constantly moving, and actually we learned this in an energy practice years ago in Sedona, that if there's an energy in the room that is trying to attach to you, they taught us to move our body in a really faint figure 8. So we would move it back and forth. You can do it while you're standing, talking to someone, sitting. You can do it in front of someone. They won't even know you're doing it. It just looks like a little sway, very subtle, but no negative energy can attach to you when you're doing that. So maybe that's for you. Maybe when you're in a space with people and it seems like a lot, just sway back and forth a little bit. That'll actually help you not pick up on any of their energies and stay aligned with your own. All right, and then we have balance. So they're saying balance the spiritual and physical. Okay, so it's like I feel like those of you that chose this pile are super tapped in. Yeah, even the numbers, like 22, 33, you guys are super tapped in, and you're doing a lot in this spiritual. It's like you're manifesting, just like the example that I used in the beginning about the business that I was talking about. You're creating all of this stuff on this end, but it's not coming into fruition over here. So we've got to clear this blockage over here. And how we do that is by balancing the physical and the spiritual. So if you're divinely connected, you're supported, you know that you can call on your guides, your ascended masters, angels, dragons, fairies, whatever it is that you call on that helps you, and you know that they're going to be there and they're going to help clear you and they're going to raise your spirits and get you in higher vibrations. That's all great. But they're saying come back down and feel into the body. There are likely emotions that need to be processed and moved through so that you can shift out of it. So maybe, and this is reminding me of a client that I had recently where all of this emotion came up, and I'm encouraging them to cry. Just cry, please cry it out. Go home and watch a sad movie. And they said, I don't like sad movies. I try to avoid them. And I said, that's great. Go home and watch it, because it's going to move that energy out. So maybe this is for you as well. Go home and watch a sad movie, or watch a ridiculously funny movie that you are just like rolling on the floor laughing. That energy wants to come out. It's ready. And they told me I am going to do a little clearing here. So I'm guessing it's coming with the crystal. Let's see what we got. All right. We have cuprite. Rites of passage. Yeah, there's a shift that's happening. And it feels like... Okay, first of all, they want me to back up. So cuprite is the opposite of hematite. Thank you, Spirit. And hematite absorbs all of the energy and then transmutes and alchemizes it, whereas cuprite puts all that energy out. So again, it's like being at the top of the mountain and saying, I'm here, here's my vibration, come find me. And then you're attracting all of those good things. The thing that they want you to balance is you don't want to stay on that mountain by yourself waiting for everyone to come to you forever, right? You're like, I'm here. It's like getting to the top of the mountain and saying, here I am, I'm on this side. And then you also start walking towards whatever it is you want. You can't sit there and just wait forever for someone to come. You can go and start, moving. And now people, like, that energy is out there. They know where you're at. They feel the loving kindness, joy, whatever it is that you're radiating out. And you're able to continue to roam freely and be out in your wild spirit. And then the rite of passage that's coming through for that is the shift that happens from that space. It's like almost the energy they're giving me is like when if you've ever seen like native, even any movie, like they're showing me the what is that movie, Captain Fantastic. In the very beginning, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to ruin it for you, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. It's a fantastic movie. But in the very beginning, the young man actually goes and hunts. They're in the forest and they're hunting for their food, and he kills it. And in that moment, it's his rite of passage. He became a man in that moment because he was able to navigate through all of the skills that it took to actually hunt down this animal and create food for their family and honor the animal and the land and the rite of passage. That's the image they're giving me. Hopefully it resonates for some of you, if not all of you. I know that it can be a little harsh for anyone who is plant-based or vegan, so for that I apologize. But that's the image they're giving me. So it's like stepping into the new you, basically. Okay, and then we have, we're going to come back to the crystal, they said. Summon the rain. Yes, you should be working with the waters. The waters are, you are super connected to the waters, they're telling me. Thank you, Spirit. So the connection that you, there's another one. The connection that you have with the water is potent. You should be working with the waters. That means like waterfalls, like having water flowing in the background, playing a frequency with water, connecting with the ocean, rivers, streams, lakes, even just cleansing yourself in the showers. You are very connected to the waters. And the waters are calling for, okay, they're reminding me, I'm going to back up a little bit. So a few months back, Mother Mary came to me and she said, I need your help. I'm taking on a lot of energy right now. And it's like, I'm feeling stagnant because there's so much. It's like so many people were praying to her, calling out for her, asking her to be by their side. And it was an overwhelming amount of energy. And I learned this many years ago, that angels do actually feel. They feel. Now, I know Mother Mary is an ascended master, so her energy is a little different, but she's very connected to the angels. And so anyhow, she came through, and what I decided to do was I got my husband and a good friend of ours together, and we tapped in and we sent so much love and clearing energy to her to help support her, so that she could continue to help support everyone else that was calling on her. And what really came through were the angels. Archangel Michael came through, and we shifted for him as well. And so I feel like Mother Mary was calling out in regards for the angels to help them. Now, Mother Gaia is calling out in regards for the waters, to help the waters. So, those of you, if you've chose this card, you're fully tapped in and connected. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So connect to the waters, give the water love. Even like they're showing me, anoint yourself with water. Maybe create some, I'm staring at these beautiful roses I have here. So maybe create some rose water, and use that to anoint yourself. They're telling me connect with the waters. Okay, and then we have another, speaking of angels, we have Archangel Azrael. Okay, Archangel Azrael. I'm not super familiar with Azrael, but let's see what wants to come through. They're saying, okay, they're showing me these little symbols over here. So, apologies. Okay, let's see if I can get it to clear. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. So those of you who chose this pile, you are very connected to ancient Egypt. As you see the Ankh, we have the infinity symbol. There's some sigil messages down here as well. And then also on his belt here. Okay, so they're telling me that Archangel Azrael is going to help you in the astral space. So definitely call on Azrael before you go to bed at night. If you rise up in the middle of the night, call on Azrael. He's going to be there to support you. And they're telling me in the AM when you rise up, if you've been feeling exhausted when you rise up in the AM, if you've been feeling off, like your days don't start as quickly as you would like, or it's just not, you just don't feel energized or amped up in the AM, even after possibly sleeping in and getting extra rest, call on Azrael to shift through whatever energies you brought through with you from the astral. Also, you can do like a astral parasite cleanse. There are lots of those on YouTube. But connect with Azrael so that he can help you shift through that energy. And they're telling me, like, just cut through the energy. He's going to help you cut through the energy so that you don't have to continue wearing it, so to speak. You don't have to sit in it the rest of the day. So when you rise up and you call on him, ask him to help clear you. That's what he's there for. The archangels are there to be in support of us. So definitely reach out. We have 2 more angel cards that wanted to come through. Guardian angel. Yeah, you are not alone. You are... you know this. If you chose this pile, you definitely know how connected you are. I do not have to tell you that. There is just a higher level of love that is coming through from so many different angles. So you've probably connected and channeled passed on loved ones, or at least felt them in your presence and been able to connect with them. If you're wondering, if there's a signal or a sign that they're connecting with you, it could be the actual white feathers coming down. There's a white feather just like whisked by my shoulder the other day while I was in conversation with someone. It was so lovely that energy came in. So just reminding you that they're there, and they're showing me this triangle here. Like okay, yes. Those of you that chose this card, this pile, are connected to the night sky. So this may have resonated for you in the solstice reading that I did recently. I will link that in the description if you didn't check into that. But they're showing me the night sky around, right? And the Trinity here. It's okay. I see it's actually the Merkaba, because you can see the bottom side of it. So the tetrahedron, and tapping into the night sky and the moon. So go on a moon walk, create some moon water. Actually, new moon is, if you're in the United States, the new moon is, I believe, at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So if you can put some water out tonight underneath the new moon, call in what it is that you're wanting to bring into your life, and then use that water to anoint yourself, to cleanse your space, to even consume, if that's, if you're wanting to like call in more self-love, use that, use the moon to help you with that. And definitely get out underneath the night sky. Like the night sky is totally calling those of you that chose this card pile. Okay. And then the last one is plans. And they're telling me detach from needing to make plans. So they're showing me like this little city down here. I don't know if you can see it there. It's like this whole little city is going on underneath her. And it's like she's still reaching out and painting it. The reason, thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. The reason why whatever you've been working on hasn't come through, maybe the money, like you're still waiting for money to come in. It's because you're still painting the picture. You are still creating it. So they're telling you, okay, can you be specific, Spirit? Because I'm hearing a lot of different messages come through, and I want to make sure I relay this properly. Yeah, paint specifically what you want. What exactly do you want? If you want love, what does that love look like? What does it feel like? What is it like? Think of everything about that love. If you want business, if you want money, let's just go with this. If you want money, what does it look like to receive that money? Are you working a 9-to-5? Probably not. Are you calling in money from all angles, dimensions, time, spaces? However it comes to you, are you just trusting that it'll come to you? What picture are you painting for what it is that you want, right? If you're painting a picture of, I want to live in a certain place and it's really expensive, so I'm going to have to work this 9-to-5 and maybe get a second job and do all these things, well, then that's what you're creating. That's absolutely what you're going to get. And if you are saying, I am open, I am ready to live my purpose, I want to be authentic, I want to share my story, I want to help others, I want to be of service, I want to get back what I'm putting out there, and I'm trusting that it's coming back to me, that is absolutely what you are going to get. And y'all, I've experienced this personally. I've had different amounts of money come to me in the most random ways. I've had class action lawsuits for places that maybe I only went to once, and for some reason my data was linked to it and I got some money back for it. I've had other things pop up where I felt like maybe I thought I lost some money and it popped back up, or maybe I found some money, or I randomly had a new client. It's just like, if you're believing and trusting that it's going to come to you, it will absolutely come to you. And it reminds me again of this, years back, there was a man that was being forced to do something at his job that was not in resonance with his soul. He was the sole provider for him and his family, wife, and a few children. And in that moment, he had to choose, do I go against everything that I believe and do what my job is telling me to do, or do I tap into my heart space and trust and know that my higher self has something better coming for me? And it may be really uncomfortable to walk away from this job and not know where my next, where the next money flow is coming in, or how I'm going to feed my children or take care of myself, my children, and my wife. But I'm going to trust. And he did. He trusted, and Spirit came through big time for this man. There was so many offers of other things for him to get into. So when you trust, when you surrender, when you start looking at things from on top of the mountain, they're going to start coming to you for you. But you've got to get out of the energy of, you've got to balance your energy and let go of some of that old programming. Whew. Okay, I feel like that was a super loaded message. Thank you all for tuning in. Happy new moon. Until next time, adios. Welcome back. I just wanted to go ahead and channel this. Spirit reminded me after the reading was over to channel the energy of Cooperite. So I'm going to just tap in and receive the codes that are linked to this crystal, and I'll bring those through for you now. Katatana hasi kititiana niana tatana harakata satufuna manaka tititi kitisi niana harakasata tafatumana tuchutututusukatatani aha nini titiana yana nene aha apatu tukushi kititiana niana na nini harakata tashkatatana ufu tititi kitiana na harakata tafatumana titishitiana. Thank you again for those of you that tuned in and chose pile number 1. Happy new moon. Welcome back to those of you who chose pile number 2, the Jaguar. Okay, I moved that to the side. I brought it back in. Alrighty, the Jaguar. So what energy, they're saying that happened obviously for a reason, right? It's like you've been without light, maybe growing through some shadow work, doing some purging, and the light is coming back in. It's coming online. So, it is relevant to the new moon where it is mostly darkness, right? But they're saying there's a shift that's happening in the throat. Thank you, Spirit. I'm feeling a lot of energy around the throat, collarbone area, and almost like you wanted to be incognito or just pulled back from most everything and everybody, maybe cocooning, going into your own little bubble for the past while. They're telling me that it's going to be different for everybody, but there's been an energy of receding back and just hanging out. Like they're showing me like the jaguar, the jaguars are predators. So they kind of hide out and watch and look for what's coming. And then they're able to move fast. And that's really the energy that you've been in. It's like you've been in this observation tunnel, they're telling me, where you can just watch what's going on, watch what's happening, watch how people are treating you, or just see things from an outsider's perspective so that you can make your next move accordingly. And then can you tell me, Spirit, why this came through? So this was pulled with the from the Beyond Lemuria deck that I showed in the intro, and it wanted to stay out. So they're showing me actually the energy here, and they said there's some shape shifting happening. So maybe you're morphing, and the new moon obviously is coming through here. You can see the new moon up top. So through this energy, it feels like you are shape shifting into a new you, shape shifting through different dimensions. There's also this energy of dragons coming in. You see kind of these dragons on the side here, and what else is it, Spirit, that wants to come through for this? It's like you're opening up to taking in what you deserve and letting go of anything that is not worthy. Okay, he said say that again. So opening up to take in what you actually deserve and letting go of anything that is not worthy of your time, not worthy of your energy, not worthy of your space, whatever it is. That's why you've been in this observation ring right now, to kind of see how things are going. I am going to flip this one over. Let's see what it has to say. Okay, it says balanced forces. The Lemurian people are said to have been androgynous, a perfect balance of what became masculine and feminine energy as it's densified in physical form. This card invites you to look at masculine and feminine energy from a more balanced perspective. What needs to happen to form a more holistic and equalized foundation? For more masculine drive and focus, concentrate on goals, desires, and ambitions. If you want to engage in more feminine energy, for receptivity, trust, flow, and surrender, consider all of the things you are already grateful for. Feel the warmth, gratitude, and comfort of knowing everything is divinely perfect just the way it is. Okay, so a balancing out that's happening with the masculine and feminine energies. Interesting that moved. Okay, let's go ahead and put that to the side. Anything else that wants to come through with the Jaguar spirit? No, they just said to put it somewhere where it can be received. So I'm going to put that there. All right, let's get into the rest of the pile here. We have the mirror. So the mirror energy, it's, yes, again, not taking any less than you deserve. So if you are putting time and attention and energy and focus into something, that's what you deserve back. Now, if you are lacking that in certain spaces, if you're not putting the time, the energy, the focus into them, that is what you're going to get back. What you put out, you will receive. So it is that reflection type energy, and you're going to see this primarily in your relationships. So they're saying let go of the past, let go of the things that happened in the past that were out of balance, because this state that you're coming back into, it may feel like you are reconnecting with old friends or reconnecting in old relationships, and they want to remind you that you are reconnecting at a higher level of consciousness. So maybe before you put a lot of energy and time and focus into someone and you didn't feel like it was reciprocated, like they didn't give you that energy and time and focus and love that you were putting into them. And now they're saying, as you're coming back online, as you're getting out there and wanting to open up and getting in balance, your lower self may come through and say, hey, like, it's cool that they're reaching out and wanting to spend time with you now, but where were they back when da-da-da-da-da, right? And what your higher self is saying is, let that go. What happened, happened. It was for you, not to you. Let that go and move on from this day forward. What do you want to create from this day forward? If you want to create connections, friendships, if you want interaction, then you've got to give that interaction. So it's asking for, your guides are literally asking for some reciprocation, and they're saying turn it to the side. So yeah, it's like the energy, it's almost like she's above the water here looking down on it, and that energy is just rippling out. So whatever you are putting out there, it's going to ripple and flow through whatever it is that you come in contact with, people, places, things. So just be mindful of that moving forward. All right, we have hidden knowledge, the Akashic records. Okay, so what about the Akashic records Spirit wants to come through? Usana katana shkittiana nayana tatafatu shukutumana tatikitikitiana arakasata tatafatu shutumana katitikitikina hinaya tatakatamo tumanana arakashata tatikitiana tatishufuna katitikitikina arakata tatafatu manaktushukutumana tikitiana. They're saying if you want to see how genuine a person is, look into their eyes. Look into their eyes, because even if your lower self is lying to you, even if your ego is coming up to protect you and saying, remember what happened before, this wasn't good for you, or whatever it may be, look into their eyes, see into their soul, feel into their consciousness, feel into their heart space. That is how you will know where people are at, how they have shifted, how they have raised their vibration, or perhaps even lowered their vibration. But look into their eyes and have discernment from your heart space, not from your mind. Your mind, it's like there's this there's this cap they're showing me, like she has this cat energy all around her, but cats can also be deceiving. So they're saying you've got to get out of this headspace and tap into the heart. What are you feeling when you look someone deep in their eyes? Do you feel deceit and pain and lies, or do you feel hope and love and joy? What are the things that you feel when you actually look someone in their eyes? So this is very important. If you're having trouble with discernment, if you are having trouble making sense of some things or some people, more specifically people, tap in and look into their eyes, see into their soul. You have that power. That's one of your gifts, is you can literally see right through somebody just by looking into their eyes. Okay. And then we have Panther Spirit. Yeah, the cats. Wow. So much cat energy. It's like there's some deceit that is coming through, and I feel like it's coming from you, from your lower self. Like it's like your ego is coming up to protect you, and they're telling you, reclaim your power. Reclaim the power of the heart. Find that light within. It's showing all of this light within, right? Like the cat is dark, but there's so much light within. So tap into that space, and then really see through it. Again, they're highlighting the eyes, right? Like looking into their eyes. Do you see light when you look into their eyes, or do you see darkness? And that's how you are going to start to understand. Also, they're telling me that this is another one of your gifts, and they want me to go deeper into the description. So you actually have the power to see through, how do I say this? To see what is real and what is not. So there are beings that travel among us, that are from different dimensions, that are from different times and spaces, and they can, for the most part, get by us without us even noticing they're there. However, one of your gifts is that you can literally point them out. You can look into someone's eyes and say, that person is not a being, or they are not from here, or they are a traveler, or they are a copy. I'm just going to say a copy of something or someone else. So you're able to see through that. That's coming online to help you. Can you tell me why specifically, Spirit? What is it that's going to, can you tell me more about this gift? I want to know more about this gift for them. Okay, 444 I'm seeing, and the number here is 44. So, okay, so 4 is Spirit. That Spirit is with you. Yeah, almost like I feel like those of you that chose this pile, you're guardians. Like you are people who are protective spirits, are here to help. Some of the people who are not able to open up their eyes yet, some people who are not able to fully see yet, but you can see through. You can see through them. You can see their hearts. And those people that need help, it's like you are a protector and a guardian, and you are just like the guides are protecting and guarding you. You are protecting and guarding others in this space, in this earth space, which resonates again with the pile number 3. So I think that those of you that chose pile number 2 are going to also resonate with pile number 3, and vice versa, because the cards, as I said earlier, they kept jumping out and I would hear 2 and 3 at the same time. So it's like they were for both readings. So you may want to check that one out as well. But the reason I brought that up is because the top card for pile number 3 was Earthkeeper, and an Earthkeeper is a guardian. They are here to protect Earth, to protect Earth's inhabitants. So you have this very protective guardian, warrior, mama bear type spirit to you. It's like even if you're male, you know, like the mama bear is fierce. You do not mess with the mama bear's cubs, right? So you have this protective energy. And they're saying because of that, you don't have to worry about discernment. You don't have to worry about... why are you bringing this up, Spirit? Because I feel like you've already told them that they're tapped in and they can see through people. So what specifically do you want them to know about the not worrying about that? So because you can see, they're like, because you're starting to see through people and you're starting to see some of these other beings that are here, and some of them, a lot of them are in support and are helping with the rising consciousness. However, there are some that are here and are trying their best to keep society at a lower level of consciousness. And you're seeing through that. You're seeing through all the BS. So maybe it's something online, maybe it's something in person, whatever it is, it's like you're able to cut right through that. And they're bringing it up so that you can shine your light. Like she's opening up her hands here and saying, here, like I'm shining my light on you. And this brings me, actually, this makes so much sense now that I just said that, because it reminds me that recently I haven't been out of the house a whole lot. And I've been super tuned in to one of the big trials that is happening right now. And when I asked Spirit, why am I so tuned into this trial? This isn't something that I would have necessarily followed before. Like, there's got to be a reason that I keep getting these messages to tap in and just hold space for those that are, testifying in this trial, and those that are just the overall trial, just everyone in the overall trial, basically. And Spirit came to me and said, because you're shining light, you're holding space, we need your support, we need you here. So maybe you're somebody who you get on social media and you just see everything that's going wrong in the world, and you're like, oh, I can't take this. Well, Spirit is saying that's part of your journey. You are here to be a protector and a guardian. So learning how to protect your energy and not take on that energy is going to be very important for you if you haven't already started learning that. And continue to shine your light. So if you get something that comes up and you're like, why is this in my feed? Or why did I need to see this today? I was in such a good mood and then I saw XYZ. In that moment, when that comes up, just send it love and let it go. Okay, this came up. I feel like this is coming up for a reason. So I'm just going to send it love, shine some of my light their way, and then I'm going to continue on my merry way. Okay, let's see what else comes through. Yeah, don't run from the darkness. Embrace the shadow side. Yeah, this is part of your journey. You are a light worker. You are meant to be shining that light through all dark spaces. So it may also feel like you are not rising fast enough, or you're rising slower than others, or you're wondering why you're still waiting for certain things to happen. And Spirit said it is because they are waiting for you to show your authentic self, whether that is, no, they're like, not whether, it is your protector self. It is your warrior spirit. It is standing up for what's right. Even if that just means seeing something that you know is wrong, and maybe it's speaking up about it, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just tapping in and sending it light. And they're reminding me, my husband used to drive Uber, and while he was out, if he saw something, like let's say he drove and saw a car accident, he would immediately start sending love and light to it, while he was driving by it. So for you, the same, if you're seeing things and you're like, oh, why is this happening? Or why do I keep getting these negative posts on my feed? Or why is Spirit tuning me into this big trial that's going on right now that I really don't care? I feel like I could care less to tune into. Send it love and be on your way. You are here to help shed light to that shadow. That's part of your journey as a warrior, as a guardian. And the more you embrace that, the more you tap into it, the more abundance that is going to come into your light. It's like Spirit is waiting for you to give so it can give to you in return. So if you're like waiting for something to happen and you're like, why isn't this happening yet? Know that it's because they're waiting for the reciprocation, right? You get what you give. So if you're holding back and you're waiting to get something before you give, you're going to constantly be waiting. You're going to be in that energy for a very long time. But if you start giving and putting your light out there and spreading your love, then that is exactly what you are going to get back tenfold. Like what you have coming to you, the warriors and the guardians of Earth space have so much so much abundance coming through. It's not even, it feels unrealistic. It is so vast. So just know that that is coming, and open yourself up to giving, to shedding your light, to sharing your love, and knowing that you don't have to stay in that space. You can tap back out. You can, like I said, send your love and light and be on your merry way. Okay, what else? We have boundaries. Yes, there's, as a guardian, a truth guardian, a guardian of light, a shadow worker, we have to learn to set boundaries, and not just set them, we have to learn to stand to them. So if there is something that is not in resonance with you, gone are the days where you are, letting that part of you go so you can fit in, or you can have more friends, or you can make other people happy or comfortable, or whatever it may be. You're shifting now into a space where it's like, you know what? I'm just going to be honest. This actually happened to me the other day. I went somewhere. There's someone who has been incredibly rude the last few times that I've been to this place. And finally, this was like the final draw. I left there. I called my husband. I said, you know what? That's it. The next time this person is rude, like, I am going to completely speak my truth to whomever is there to listen. So it's like, some of these people, they need you to bring up their shadow. They need to become reactionary, because it's shifting and pulling out that darkness from them. They need to grow through that. There's a book, The Humble Warrior, the something warrior. My husband knows it, and he knows what I'm talking about when I say it. I think telepathically he gets it. So I will get it from him. I will put that in the description as well. Try to remember to put that in there. But there's this energy. The reason I'm bringing it up is because there's a movie from that book, and it shows the energy of, like, giving people what they give you, right? So, and they want me to be very specific with this. This is not in the past. This is not about going back and righting wrongs. This is not about resentment or revenge or anything like that. This is not in any of those lower vibrations. So it's letting go of what happened in the past, and from this day forward, giving people what they give you. If they're reaching out and they're trying to connect with you, you reach out and you try to connect with them. If they are being rude to you, you be rude to them. If they are, whatever it is that's creating that reaction, it's happening for a reason. Give it right back to them, whether good or bad. It's time for you to be in your authenticity and to set those boundaries so that you're not going to take on other people's energies. It's like, you see how vibrant she is. She has all these like flowers, blossoming flowers moving through her, and then she's got like this guard up around her. It's like, nope, I'm blossoming. I'm good in this space. I feel great. And unless you are going to blossom with me, y'all can kick rocks. All right. Let's see. We have the sunstone. Yes, empowerment. It is you stepping into your power, fully in your power. And as a guardian, as a light guardian, being able to fully tap in and connect with your light through all darkness, and shining that light on others, whether they like it or not. All right, and then we have flow with divine timing. Yeah, and they're just saying, like, as above, so below, right? Like, you are this light worker guardian, and as you go into this darkness, you are opening up and helping shift so many. It's like these stars wouldn't be here if she wasn't opening up her arms. It's like this centrifugal force that happens when you are in balance with and harmonized with your shadow. Right, and then we have Archangel Jophiel that wanted to come through. I feel like this is really relevant because shadow workers, it's not easy. I'm a shadow worker. I know how it is. I know how it is to shine your light, and sometimes people get offended by it. Sometimes people don't want anything to do with you. It's a whole thing, y'all. So I think that calling on Archangel Jophiel to bring in more joy, lighthearted energy, stopping to smell the flowers, that is going to help you move through this energy and be completely in your authenticity. Right, and then we have the eagle, so seeing things from a higher perspective. Also, like the eagle is one of the highest. It's one of the birds. It is the bird, thank you, that flies the highest in the sky. It sees everything. There is nothing that gets by it. It is also a predator, so it's constantly watching and looking and seeing what's going on. This is you. This is the jaguar hiding out in the darkness, seeing what's happening, connecting, knowing what's going on behind the scenes. You cannot be lied to, right? So let go. They're saying let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go of the past. Let go of what was. From this day forward, be in your authenticity. Be who you are. If people don't like that, fine. If people do, awesome. Those are your people. All right, and the last card here we have is beware of distractions. Okay. So the only thing that can get you off of your path, right? Out of your authenticity, out of your discernment even. Wow. Okay. Spirit saying discernment even, when you can tap out of your gifts, the things that are coming online, is through your distractions. So what are you consuming? What are you doing with your time? Where are you spending most of your time? When you do have downtime, what are you doing with it? Are you creating? Are you learning? Are you connecting? Or are you tapping out, disassociating, and disconnecting? What energy are you feeding? Because whichever one you feed is what is going to grow. Alrighty. I feel like that was also a loaded message, but definitely a divine protective power coming from those of you. So thank you to those of you that are the guardians. You are much appreciated. Alrighty, until next time, happy new moon. Take care. Adios. Welcome back to those of you who chose pile number 3, the Earthkeeper. Alrighty, so as I said in the beginning of the reading, the very beginning, I talked about how when the cards were coming out for each pile, I was hearing 2 and 3. So those of you who chose this pile may also resonate with pile number 2. Take what's for you, leave the rest. And there was some stuff that came out that related to this Earthkeeper energy. So maybe just do like a quick breeze through that last reading if you are feeling called, and see what pops out for you. Okay, I'm going to go to this one first. This is from the Beyond the Myriad deck, and this is what came through when I was showing the description of the cards. There is this inner light and love that is fluctuating from you. And they're saying fluctuating. It's like there's this heart here, but it has these almost like petals up around the heart that are encompassing it, like closing in around it. So I feel like those of you that chose this pile, your heart is very guarded, and they're telling me you have the capabilities to tap into a higher power. However, that is going to happen through your heart space. And if you are being overly protective and not wanting to open up your heart, holding on to the past, not allowing yourself to forgive, not allowing yourself to let go, then as lovely and as beautiful as this heart that you have is, it's not going to attract any of that in return. Okay, so what we put out, we get back. So they're saying you have this beautiful, lovely, divine heart that is ready to open up and to receive. However, there are still some things that you are guarding and protecting for self, and that is the reason why things may not be shifting for you yet. So if you're waiting for a new love to come in, and you're like, I know it's coming, it just hasn't happened, this is likely why, because there is still some level of protection or barricade around your heart. And until you fully open up and allow yourself to take that risk and to expand the heart space to receive, you're going to stay in this energy. So they're saying, open up. I'm hearing just open up, my child. Open up. Ufana katatana katatiene yana shakatatana arakatash katatana futumana katatitis kidiene yana arakasata futukushumana tatana katatitis kidiene arakatata futumana chuchukutumana tekiski yana arafatusu katatana shkatatana yana. Yes, you have this divine connection with the higher power. It's like you believe and you trust. And yet there are still things from your past that you are holding on to, that you haven't let go of, that you won't forgive or let be purged from your body. You're still holding on to it. You might be someone who has a hard time crying, who feels like there's an energy buildup, but you just can't get it out. They're showing me like one of those break rooms, like where you just go in and break a bunch of stuff. So maybe even just like, I don't know, getting some cheap plates from the dollar store and like, from the dollar store, I guess, or whatever, you know what I mean? I couldn't get it out. And just breaking them, like smashing things. Maybe if you have an old computer and you don't want, like, I don't know, you just have it sitting there, like take it outside and take a hammer to it and smash it. Like you need to get that energy out. It wants to come out of you. Once you purge that energy, your heart will be able to expand and open up and fully receive whatever it is that you're waiting. So maybe you don't even know that you have this energy inside of you. Maybe you feel like, oh, I've reparented my inner child, and I've harmonized my ego with my higher self, and I've embraced my shadow, and I've done all of this work, and I just don't feel like there's anything more for me to do right now in this moment. And yet there's this energy of protection, like you still have a barricade up around your heart space. So they're saying, let go. Maybe you don't even know you need to hit something, or you need to break something, or you need to scream at the top of your lungs, or you need to put on a good movie and cry it out, or have a really big belly laugh to the point where your tummy is hurting from laughing so hard. You need to get that energy out. Even a good sweat, staying in a sauna a little bit longer than you normally would, letting that energy sweat out of you, maybe getting in a good workout, a nice run, something that's going to move that energy so that you can open up. They want you to open up. I'm going to put this off to the side. So they're saying, because you are guardians, you are protectors of Earth, you're very good at protecting and caring for others, and not so good at protecting and caring for self. They want me to say that again. You are very good at protecting and caring for others, and have not been so good at protecting and caring for self. Okay, so I feel like that being said, they're saying bring in more self-love. What do you enjoy doing? What brings you joy and peace? What calms your mind? What allows you to slow down? What feels good? Maybe it's getting your hair done. For me, it's getting a pedicure. What makes you feel good? What releases those endorphins and serotonin so that you can naturally releases that, so that you can let go? They're saying, like, you've got to loosen up. You have to open up if you want to receive. Otherwise, you're going to stay in this limbo space, like this, I believe they called it a tunnel space, where you're just back and forth, and it's like you're done with your old life and you're ready for your new life, physically and mentally and spiritually, and yet emotionally you are still holding on to the past. Okay, so they want me to also say whatever, and I learned this for self, y'all, when I fully tapped into loving myself, and I was just so radiant in self-love at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. That was when I just was in my complete power, I felt like. The first time that I tapped into it anyhow, and I was in a space where I finally said, wow, if I just put the time and energy and love that I put into others, into myself, if I buy myself some flowers, if I take myself to a nice dinner, if I get a massage or a facial, or I do some pampering, or I, connect with people that I love and call them in and do something together. If I do this all for me, like I would do for someone else, I would be so in love again. I would know what love feels like again. Because for me, it was a long time since I had felt love. I was in a space of really hating myself for many years. And hating myself meant also hating, I guess hate is a strong word, also resisting anyone around me that was not in that energy, and aligning with those that were triggering me and enabling me to do things that were not good for me. So they're saying put that love, that time, that energy, that space back into you, and that will help you open up and expand so that you are capable of receiving. Right now, there's borderline. They're telling me that some of you are capable of receiving, but only so much, and that others of you want to receive, feel like everything is lined up for you to receive, have been doing all of the work on the back end to receive, and are not understanding why you're not receiving. And they're saying it's because you're still holding on to these emotions. You still are holding people accountable for things that happened in your past. It's time to forgive. It is time to let go. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. Visions. Okay, can you show me, Spirit, what they're saying? Don't read the words. So what is it? Okay, I didn't see that at first. Thank you. It's like this, you can see this the back-to-back image. It's like the mirror reflection image of self back to, and they're like, look at the way your finger is moving. It's this figure 8, this infinity symbol of what you give out, you get in return. What you give out, you get in return. So if you feel like you are not receiving, perhaps you are not giving. And maybe, and this is part of the forgiveness, that maybe you're saying, well, I've given so much of myself in the past and I've never received what I gave out. That's why they're saying, let go of the past. Let go of what happened. Process and feel through that emotion so that you can completely open up and let go. And then get back into the space where you are giving again. Because giving for Earth Keepers, for Guardians, giving is something that we enjoy doing, right? Like, yes, we obviously want it in return, and it would be nice, and it would make us feel special and loved and all the things. However, if you're doing that for self, then what you're giving, if you give, thank you, they want me to redirect. If you give without expectation, maybe the things that you were giving in the past, you were expecting in return. It's like you would give someone love and time and affection, and then you were expecting all of that love and time and affection back. And they're saying, no, that's not the way it works. If you give because it fills your heart with joy, because you love the art of giving. And you do that without expectation of receiving anything in return. And then the universe comes through and you will receive tenfold what you put out. So maybe look back at some of the things that you've done before where you've said like, I gave so much of myself to this person. I remember past relationships where I'm like, gosh, I put so much time and energy into this person, and how could they do this to me? And it was like, why didn't you put that time and energy and love and focus into yourself? Why were you expecting someone to give you what you gave them? They're not you. You're not them. Right? They are not you. You are not them. We are all unique in our own ways. So when we go out expecting someone to give us what we give them, we almost never receive it in return. But if we go out and we give without any expectation, that is going to come back to us. And I'll tell you, this has happened for me so many times. And now to the point where when I have conversations with friends and even with clients, and they tell me like, oh, this happened and I'm bummed because maybe I invested in something and it didn't turn out as planned and I lost some money. And my automatic response now is, it was a gift to the universe. You were meant to, if you were called to invest in that, you were meant to invest in it, you did it. Don't worry about the return on investment, because the return on investment is shifting as we raise into these higher levels of consciousness. It's not immediate, I'm going to get back what I'm giving out. However, I know from personal experience that what I've given in the past without expectation, what I've given because it filled my soul, because it was something that I loved doing for others, or I enjoyed doing. I enjoy making other people happy and doing things for them. I'm getting all of that back so many times over. So let go of the things that you did not receive back in return from their past. Let go of those things. Let go. You were trying too hard to control them. Let go. Forgive. Send them love. Let them be on their way. And then give without expectation. Give because you enjoy it. And know that every time you do it, you are putting those little deposits into the universe and it will return. You will have a return on your energetic investment. We have clairvoyance. So trust. Yeah, that is a big part of this. You have to trust that what you're putting out, you will receive back. And part of not trusting is that you've given so much of yourself before. However, it's been attached to this energy of, well, I'm going to give this so that I can receive this in return. Believe me, I've done it. I know that game. I've done it myself, where I've given and given and given, thinking like, oh, if I do this, then they'll do it back for me. And believe me, every time I've learned my lesson that it doesn't work that way. So trust that what you put out will come back to you in return. There's pointing out the number 35. It's the figure 8, right? So it goes back to the number 8. So there is a cycle that is happening. Like it's like you get ahead and then you fall back, and then you get ahead and then you fall back. And they're saying, stop putting that. They're telling me two things at once. So can you slow down, Spirit, please? Put that energy into you. And when you do give and put that energy into others, do it without any expectations. Do it as a deposit into the universe and let it return in divine timing. Don't try to control when it's coming back to you. Just let it be. Let it go. Give it with love. All right. We have Turkey Spirit. Yeah, give with gratitude and grace. Look at that. Give. Give, give, give. That's what I'm hearing. Give. Give with gratitude. Be grateful that you have something to give, right? Be graceful in not asking for something in return. Give because you enjoy doing it, because it fills your heart space, and then it will come back to you. All right, so this one says, I feel like this one is almost like her energy is like falling into a trance. You may be very connected with the flower of life. And the cycles of the moon is what's coming through. It's like you're cycling through it all, but there's something with the flower of life. So maybe look deeper into the flower of life. I'm not super familiar with the sacred geometry, but they are pointing it out. So I do feel like it is relevant. So for those of you that are called, look into the flower of life and how it can help you. And then let's read what it says here. It said, what is has no bearing on what will be. What is has no bearing on what will be. All right, so what is, it's like what you're doing is not, how do I say this? They're describing this to me. It's like, I feel like they're having me say this same thing over and over and over again. Maybe just so that it fully gets into your consciousness deep. Yeah, it's like deep into your consciousness so that you can really blossom from it. But it's saying basically, you know, what people have done to you in the past, what people have not done for you in the past, has nothing to do with your next present moment. It has nothing to do with your future. Let it go. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Tribe. Yeah, I feel like those of you that chose this card have been disconnected from community. It's like you've pulled back. Maybe you felt like you were giving too much of yourself to others and you're just like, I just need to pull back and take care of me. But and thank you, Spirit. And it's great that you had some me time, but it's almost like you're still holding on to this resentment of what people were like when you were connecting with them. It's this, like, I don't want to give too much of myself again, or I don't want to connect to a community because I feel like it drains me, or I put too much energy out. And they're saying, no, learn boundaries, learn to connect with yourself and see what you need, and then allow yourself to give you what you need. That should come from within, right? If we're expecting things from others, we're going to be expecting things from others our entire life. But if we're giving back that energy that we want from others, if we're giving out that energy that we want from others without any expectations, we are going to get it back. All right, we have soul connection. The soul connection, they're saying don't mind the lovers part of it. It really is just you connecting. That's it. They're like, that's it. You don't have to say anything else. Connecting. It's you connecting with other people. It's like you've had this fear of reconnecting with people because you don't want to be burned, or you don't want to put too much of yourself out there because you feel like you're not getting it in return. So let's go ahead and tap in and see if we can get just a reading off of this crystal. Oh, they're like, you have one that's similar. So the note's right here. So it's very similar to this one. Almost like it's missing that piece, that second or third piece to it. Yeah, they're just saying master self so you can radiate that energy out. What do you want? How do you want to be in service? I feel like we are all here to be in service somehow, some way. Maybe it's to your children, maybe it's to your family members, maybe it's to your friends, maybe it's to a community. Whatever it is, we're here to be of service somehow, some way. And when we tap into that, it will bring so much joy back to us. It's that deposit into the universe. Let's see what else we have here. Slow down. Okay, what specifically, Spirit, is it about this space? Yeah, it's like slow down your mind. They're saying your mind, the reason why your mind is kind of all over the place when it comes to connecting with others is because you have been burned in the past. You have put more of yourself out there. You maybe didn't know how to set boundaries, or you set boundaries and then you let them blow right through them. So they're saying that let go. There's this energy of almost like they're telling me like you're riding this snail, like this slow, steady energy is just slowly moving through to like get you reconnected with people, and you're like, oh, it'll happen, and if it doesn't, I'm okay being alone the rest of my life, or whatever it may be. That may resonate for some and not for others. But they're saying, like, look at all this energy around you. Oh, like, open up and let yourself flow. Let yourself move through these dense emotions that you're holding on to, resentment, overexertion, and let that process so you can get back to doing the things that you actually love, which is connecting. They're telling me just connecting, right? Archangel Christiel wanted to come through. Yeah, they're pointing out the heart. It's like you have such a radiant, beautiful heart and this gorgeous aura around you, this energy, and there's just this vibrant energy to you, and yet it's almost like there's this shield up over you. Like, even, I believe you're the card where they said look into the eyes. Maybe that was card number 2, but also I feel like it's relevant for you. It's like you can see through things. You have discernment. You can see people where they're at by looking into their eyes. You can know if they're good or bad immediately by looking into their eyes. And although from a higher perspective, there's nothing that's good or bad, there are energies in Earth realm that are not for the highest and best interest of the collective. And so they're saying for you to fully tap into your gifts, into that space where you're going to be able to help humanity, where you're going to be able to be in service, where you're going to be able to live in your dharma and create what it is that you want without having to go to a 9-to-5 or without doing things that don't sit right with your soul or you don't enjoy doing, then you've got to open up your heart. You've got to allow yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable, to give yourself the love that you want, and then give to others without expectation, right? Christ consciousness is the giving without expecting anything in return, right? And then the last thing they're saying with that card is to call on Archangel Christiel. Call on him. Ask him to be with you. Ask him to connect with you, to show you the way. Call on him in dream time so he can come through and give you some downloads and help out. The archangels are wanting to help so badly right now. Like, they keep coming to me and they're like, tell them to call us in, right? We have free will, so they're not going to intervene. They're not going to come in on their own, but they're asking us to reach out to them and ask for their assistance. That's why they are here helping at this time. All right, and then we have the Hunter. It says track down your fears and desires. So yeah, it's if you want to get to your desires, if you want to have the things, if you want to be in control of calling in what you create in your life, you've got to face that shadow. You've got to face the fears. You have to open yourself up and allow yourself to be vulnerable. Go out into a space that maybe connecting with a new tribe, or connecting even with an old tribe, with people that you were connected with before that maybe you didn't know how to set boundaries with, or you felt like you expected something in return, and they're saying let go of that energy, forgive, and then reconnect and see where that goes. Allow yourself to go into that space. It's like, I'm here, go ahead, try to hurt me. I love myself so much. It's not going to happen. My higher self is not going to let me down. I have my back. I'm taking care of me. So here I am, open and ready and vulnerable and raw and free. And I'm ready to move past the past. I'm ready to reconnect at a higher level of consciousness. And this time, if things don't go the way, let me redirect that. They're saying, if I feel like I'm putting too much out there and I'm not receiving what I'm giving, or I feel like there's no reciprocated emotion that's happening for me, I'm going to pull myself out of that situation. But I'm at least going to put myself out there and try. I'm at least going to put myself out there and try to find love again, or try to reconnect with people so that I can feel what it's like to be in connection, y'all. I don't know when was the last time I said this in one of my readings, but recently I came across this profound message, and they said the reason why people stay to their addictions is because they are alone. They are lonely. And I was heavily addicted to alcohol for a very long time. I was an alcoholic in what I call my most recent past life. And I was very lonely. I was surrounded by people, and yet I was so lonely. And they did this test on these rats. I don't approve of this test. However, it was beneficial for seeing what happened. So they did these tests. I thought it was alcohol. I described it that way in the last time I explained this. But I went back and rewatched it again, and it was actually heroin and cocaine. So they gave these rats water, and they gave them a water bottle that was just water and a water bottle that was either laced with heroin or cocaine. And when these rats were alone, they always went for the water bottles with heroin or cocaine in them. And when these rats had an activity like a wheel to run on or something to do with their time, they went to the bottle less, the heroin and cocaine less, and the water more. And then once they connected with community, with other rats, they avoided the heroin and the cocaine bottle completely, and they connected with just the water. So what that tells me, and I looked back at my story and my journey, and I said, you know what? It's so true. If I would have had, I was so bored with my life. I really was. And if I would have had hobbies, if I would have had things that connected me with other people, I probably would have drank a whole lot less. But because I was holding on to things from the past, I hadn't forgiven myself nor others, especially others. I was loaded with resentment and anger towards the things that happened in my past. And because I was choosing to hold on to all of that and to not connect with people and to stay in my boredom, alcohol was my best friend. So maybe this will help you if you have any kind of addiction that you're going through, to open up and let go, forgive, give without expectation, and be in your joy. Call in the people that are going to radiate in your vibration. And maybe some of those people are from your past. And maybe it's time to forgive and let go and process through those emotions of things that you expected to happen. Okay, one last card here. Dependency. Yeah, the energy they're giving me with this was, I'll tell you, before I came into union with my husband, I learned a very tough lesson. And it was that I was codependent. And because I was always a very independent woman, I always took care of myself. I had this masculine energy because I was forced to take care of myself from a younger age than most people. I fully believed that I was an independent woman, that I was completely independent, and there was no way that I had any kind of dependencies. And the lesson that came through right before I met my husband and my life shifted completely was that I was codependent. I was codependent emotionally. I was emotionally depending on people to not have to feel my emotions, to be there, to be the shoulder I cried on. I needed someone to hold onto for that space. And when I didn't have someone right before my husband came into my life, and I felt completely alone, and I had to be in my own shit, in my own darkness, and I had to cry and process through it. And believe me, I cried for months. And I did not want to get out of the house. I was processing through that energy. I didn't know what it was, but I was so sad and so much energy was coming up. And I realized, I had this epiphany moment one day where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm codependent. I am emotionally codependent. And from that day forward, I had this huge shift in my life. All of a sudden, my husband came into my life. More friends came into my life, or people that were acquaintances became friends. there was so much that shifted in my life from realizing that. So I feel like that story is maybe relevant for some of you, because you may not realize that you are codependent. And I know I'm sending you all, those of you that this resonates with, I'm sending you so much love, because I know the reality of facing that. I know how it felt when I woke up and was shocked to learn that I had a codependency. And I also know that once I brought awareness to it, once I learned of it, and then was able to let go, to forgive, to process through my emotions, to cry for a month straight and let all that energy out, then I know the most amazing thing happened to me, and that was coming into union with my husband. So I know what it's like to grow through it. I know what it's like to be in all of this energy that came out today. And I also know what it's like on the other side. And still to this day, I would say that I'm learning the balance of give and take. And I'm constantly forgiving and letting go. There are things that have happened in the past few years that in the past, I could have completely walked away from people and never had them in my life again. And now I'm learning to not have any kind of expectation, to let go, to allow people to be on their journey wherever they're at, and to also allow myself to be on this journey as well, and to give myself the love and grace and trust that I need to process through, and to call in more of that loving community, collaborative kind of energy that I feel like we as humans absolutely need. Alrighty. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy new moon. Until next time. Adios.